For decades, football has become life in many areas of the United States, and that is no different here in Louisiana. It is more than a game for most, it is an obsession. The game is loved for so many reasons, but there is one problem, a big one. Concussions. Head trauma has become more and more exposed in recent years and has come to a head in a recent study by the Journal of the American Medical Association. They studied former football players' brains and found that out of the 202 that were donated, nearly 90% were diagnosed with CTE.
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy, that's whenever there's a buildup of certain tau proteins within the brain. Tau protein is a particular type of protein that ends up creating like a dark spot in the brain. It can block the way that the nerve flows. Typically, we've ended up seeing that with mood disorders and stuff. Headaches, the mood disruption, sadness, and many committing suicide because of the depression and other problems that they have with it too.
Brains of 14 former high school players were studied, with over 1/5 resulting in CTE. Almost every high school in southern Louisiana has a concussion protocol they follow for their players. At Karen Crowe High School, it is as extensive as it gets.
Initially, we do what we call baseline concussion testing. It's a neurocognitive program, meaning it's measuring how the brain is functioning at the time, how they're thinking, their reaction time, their memory. Then if they do have a concussion, we start the protocol, which is, we monitor their symptoms, and after about 48 hours, we do a post-test, kind of see where they're at according to what their baseline scores were. And it gives a good indicator of how serious, I guess, the concussion is. Then at that point, we get them to the physician. If symptoms come back, then we have to back off on our protocol. We may start back to level 1 of rest.
The initial post-concussion time period is vital. This all starts with the player being honest with the training staff and, more importantly, honest with himself.
And it's scary, don't know that a 13 to really 18-year-old kid taking a shot can really cause significant damage. I mean, a lot of times now these kids are playing ball 5, 6 years old and taking these type of hits.
If you ask a kid if he wants to play, more than likely he's going to say yes, whether he has a broken leg or he can't see straight.
As for the players themselves, it is hard to keep them away from the game.
If I can get back and walk again, I'll still play.
I've had about two, 3 concussions, and I've got a lot of, information from doctors telling me, it's end of career and all that, but I try to think past it, but I know it's reality.
It is clear that leagues and coaches are doing everything in their power to protect players now and going forward. But this all does beg the question, if you are a player, no matter what level you are playing on, is this game you love worth the risk when it is all said and done? Reporting in Lafayette, Logan Reaver, KLFY News 10.